Alright, there already had to be an installment number 3. I'm sitting here and I'm like, what about the person I live with? Oh my god, all the people tied with her. Okay, so, because this is number 3, I hope I get them all. My roommate, Stephanie, you've been a pleasure to live with. Honestly, like, and I know sometimes we don't always agree on things, but we find ways of dealing with it that aren't confrontational or anything. You cool down and, you know, um, I've truly enjoyed living with you. It's worked out nice. I mean, it's kind of nice because we had different schedules, so when we saw each other, it was like, yay! I get to hang out with my roomie. You've been amazingly supportive through the things that, I mean, I can't be the easiest person to live with, especially this past year. I've been a mess. But you've been supportive through everything. And your insight and your patience with me. Um, and just, knowing I have that person in the home. Oh, and you tolerate the fact that we have a zoo. And my dog has some emotional disturbances, and I apologize. So that goes to my roommate. You're awesome. And then that just reminded me. Um, my original Camelot crew, I would call you guys. Jen, Miss Jen. Um, the day you left, I cried and cried and cried, but I had to remember that I had 2 amazing years, 2.5 amazing years of having the world's best classroom counselor. I mean, if I wasn't there, I trusted that you would take care of everything. I didn't have to worry. I called in because I cared, but I didn't have to worry. And there were so many times when you had to pick up the teaching job for me so I could go deal with behaviors. And you did it without hesitation. Or even if there wasn't direction, you would just start something and do something. And as a coworker, the side, that's the coworker side. You've also been a really good friend. Um, you've cared. I mean, come on. You knew the days I didn't take my medicine. Like, we got close. We spent a lot of time together, and I mean, you were a support, and you still are, and supporting me in what I do. And I don't see you every day, which is big, big sadness. I mean, you leaving was a loss, but you know what? You've moved on to better things, and I'm going to as well. And you'll stay in my life as an amazing friend. And then Jasmine, um, you will start with your work. You were 1-on-1, but you were 2-on-1, and I knew I could trust you with anything, with any of those kids, to do anything right. You taught, you soothed, you dealt with behaviors, you were a very calming vibe in that room, and part of its success, a huge part of its success. Um, and I know that you'll continue and be successful there. As a friend, let me just say something. You barely knew me, and you went to one of the most awkward situations for myself, let alone you, to my grandmother's funeral where, we knew the police were going to be called on us because my dad's crazy. And you came and made that barrier. So, it might have been not been a long goodbye, but you were there to support me through that, and you barely knew me, and you've supported me through everything else. And I think you're just an inspirational person. Um, you make the time, and you're a really, really great person, and I'm lucky to have you in my life. And you're gonna stay there, okay? All right. And then Karma, I had to go back in time. You're not Camelot, but Aurora Ed, huh? Um, when I came to Aurora Ed, I was a mess. Um, you know what happened. And I continued to be in a mess due to my own choices. And you never you never made me feel stupid for what I was doing. You went with it and supported me because you knew I had to make my own life choices. And ultimately, it ended with you picking me up in the hospital in the middle of the night, but you were there, you did it. And then you stayed up to make sure I was okay after, whatever happened. And you are a true friend. We've had some crazy experiences, but at the end of the day, you're a true friend. And I really miss you. I know all these videos are going to make me cry because this is installment number 3. I'm trying to make sure I have everyone that I can think of right now that I can get this out to. I just really, all of you that have named have been amazing coworkers. Yes, Stephanie is my roommate, but she was my coworker first. And ultimately, we decided to live together out of convenience, and it worked out beautifully. So I guess I'm gonna stop and just make a list if I miss any more people, so you'll get yours later. But yeah, it's good.